Stop what you are doing right now. On November 12, 2025, the United States government did something it had not done in 232 years. It made its last penny, ever. The United States Mint pressed the final Lincoln cent at its Philadelphia facility and closed the chapter on the most iconic coin in American history. The penny, the coin Abraham Lincoln has appeared on since 1909, is gone. Done. Finished. And here is the part that should make every American reach for their coin jar right now. With penny production dead forever, certain pennies that were already rare have just become historically significant, and certain penny errors and varieties that have been sitting in American drawers and jars for decades are now worth extraordinary amounts of money. One specific penny, a mistake so catastrophic the U.S. government tried to deny it ever happened, is worth $1,700,000. And I am going to tell you exactly which pennies to look for, how to identify them, and what to do if you find one. Stay right here, because the end of the penny means the beginning of something very important for anyone holding one of these specific coins. Comment below right now, do you have a coin jar at home? I want to know. Hey, welcome back. And if you are new here, you picked an extraordinary day. So here is what happened. In February 2025, President Trump ordered the Treasury to stop minting pennies. The cost had become insane. It cost 3.69 cents to produce every single 1-cent coin, nearly 4 times its face value. The government was losing $56 million a year just making pennies. On November 12, 2025, United States Treasurer Brandon Beach pressed the final penny at the Philadelphia Mint. 232 years of production. Done. And they did something remarkable for that final moment. They stamped the last 5 pennies with an omega symbol, the last letter of the Greek alphabet, marking the absolute end. Those 5 omega pennies are expected to sell at auction for $225 million each. But those are gone already in the hands of institutions. What is not gone and what we are talking about today are the specific rare pennies that have been hiding in American coin jars, inherited collections, and pocket change for decades. Pennies that were already worth serious money, and pennies whose historical significance has just become permanent. I am going to walk you through every single one, from the most valuable to the ones you can still find in circulation right now. Before we start, hit subscribe and smash that like button. It helps reach more Americans who need to know this. And drop a comment. I read every single one. Okay, let us start with the penny that the U.S. government spent years trying to deny ever existed. Number 1, and nothing else on this list comes close. The 1943 copper penny, worth up to $1,700,000. Here is what happened. 1943. World War II, the U.S. government needed copper for ammunition and military equipment, so the mint switched penny production to zinc-coated steel. Every 1943 penny was supposed to be steel. But in the machinery stuck in the hoppers and coin presses were leftover copper planchets from 1942, and when the 1943 production run began, a tiny number of those copper planchets got struck with 1943 dies. The result, 1943 Lincoln cents made of copper, the wrong metal, in the wrong year. Only 20 confirmed examples exist in the entire world. The government tried to cover it up. They told collectors these coins did not exist, that any 1943 copper penny was a fake, but the coins were already out there in American pockets and change jars. How to identify it? Find a 1943 penny, pick up a magnet, hold it near the coin. A regular 1943 steel penny snaps right to the magnet, because it is steel. A 1943 copper penny will not move toward the magnet at all. Zero attraction. If your 1943 penny does not stick to a magnet, put it down. Carefully right now. Do not clean it. Do not rub it. Contact PCGs immediately. Weight check. Copper penny weighs 3.11 grams. Steel penny weighs 2.7 grams. Comment below, are you going to go find a magnet after this video? Let me know. Number 2. The 1955 double-die Lincoln cent, worth up to $125,000 in top condition. This one is legendary among American coin collectors. And here is why. In 1955, at the Philadelphia Mint, a die used to strike pennies was accidentally hubbed twice. The design was impressed into the die at two slightly different angles. The result is a penny where the lettering, the date, and Lincoln's portrait all appear clearly doubled. Look at the date on a genuine 1955 doubled die. You will see 1955 written twice offset, overlapping, unmistakably doubled. The words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust" show the same dramatic doubling. This is not a subtle error. On a genuine example, you can see the doubling with your naked eye. It is that obvious. Approximately 24,000 examples entered circulation before the error was caught. Many were distributed in cigarette vending machines in the Northeast United States. Some Americans at the time noticed the strange-looking pennies. A few saved them. Most spent them without a second thought. Today, these coins are worth between $1,500 and $125,000 depending on condition. How to find one. Look at every 1955 Lincoln wheat penny you come across. Check the date. Check the lettering. Doubled die pennies show clear, dramatic doubling. It is not something you will miss if you know to look. If you find one, do not clean it. Do not rub it. Get it authenticated by PCGs or NGC immediately. Pause this video for a second. If you have wheat pennies at home, this is worth checking right now. I promise. Number 3. The 1922 no D or plain penny, worth up to $57,500. Here is the story. In 1922, pennies were only produced at the Denver Mint, identified by the small D mint mark under the date. Every 1922 penny was supposed to have a D, but as the dies wore down during production, some of them became so deteriorated that the D mint mark was not fully striking. In some cases, the most valuable cases, the D does not appear at all on the coin. These are called 1922 plain or 1922 no D pennies. There are actually different varieties based on how much of the D is missing. The most valuable, where no D is visible at all and the reverse design is still strong, is called the 1922 no D strong reverse. This is the one worth tens of thousands of dollars. How to identify it. Find a 1922 Lincoln wheat penny. Look at the area directly below the date where the mint mark should be. Is there a D, a partial D, or nothing at all? If there is absolutely no D visible and the coin otherwise looks like a normal 1922 penny, you may have something significant. Check both sides. A strong, clear reverse design combined with a missing D is the combination that produces the highest values. These are still found in inherited collections and old penny rolls regularly. Number 4. The 1909 S VDB Lincoln cent, worth up to $100,000 in top condition. This is the holy grail of wheat pennies, and the story behind it is pure American drama. 1909. The U.S. Mint introduces a new penny design featuring President Abraham Lincoln, the first time a real historical figure appeared on American circulating currency. The designer was Victor David Brenner, and he signed the coin with his initials VDB on the reverse. Americans noticed and complained. They thought the designer's initials were too prominent on a coin that was supposed to honor Lincoln. The public outcry was extraordinary. The Philadelphia Mint immediately pulled the coin and removed the VD initials from the design, but not before the San Francisco Mint, identified by the S Mint mark, had already struck 484,000 examples with the initials intact. Only 484,000 in a country of nearly 100 million people. Those San Francisco coins with the VD initials, the 1909 S VDB pennies, disappeared into circulation almost immediately. Collectors who knew what was happening grabbed every one they could find. Today, a genuine 1,909 seconds VD penny in any condition is worth serious money. In high uncirculated grades, it commands extraordinary prices. How to identify it. Find a 1909 Lincoln wheat penny. Look for an S Mint mark below the date that means San Francisco. Then flip the coin and look at the bottom of the reverse. Between the wheat stalks, do you see tiny letters VDB? If yes, you are holding one of the most famous pennies in American history. Number 5. The 1992 Close AM Lincoln cent, worth up to $25,000. This one catches most Americans completely off guard because it looks like an ordinary modern penny, but it is not. Here is what happened. On the Lincoln Memorial Cent, the reverse design used from 1959 to 2008, the letters A and M in America are positioned in two different ways depending on the year. On most business strike pennies, the A and M have a gap between them. They are called wide AM coins. On proof coins meant for collectors, the A and M are much closer together. These are close AM coins. In 1992, some regular business strike pennies were accidentally produced using proof dies, the dies meant for collector coins. The result is 1992 pennies with the close AM design that should not exist in circulation. These are extraordinarily rare in circulation. Most Americans have never heard of them, and that means they are still being found. How to find one? Pick up a 1992 Lincoln Memorial penny, turn it to the reverse. Look at the word America above the Lincoln Memorial building. Find the letters A and M. Are they touching or nearly touching? Close AM potentially worth thousands. Is there a clear gap between A and M? Wide AM common coin worth 1 cent. This check takes 10 seconds, and it has made ordinary Americans into people holding $25,000 coins. Go check your pennies right now. I am serious. Come back and comment what you find. Number 6. The 1877 Indian head penny, worth up to $149,500 in the finest known grade. The 1877 Indian head cent is the single rarest date in the entire Indian head series, the beautiful design featuring Lady Liberty in a Native American headdress that appeared on American pennies from 1859 to 1909. Why is 1877 so rare? Economic depression. The United States was suffering through the Long Depression, one of the worst economic contractions in American history. Demand for coins collapsed. The Philadelphia Mint, the only facility producing Indian head cents at the time, struck only 852,000 examples in 1877, compared to tens of millions in other years. Most of those coins circulated heavily. They were used, worn, passed from hand to hand, and lost over the following decades. Finding a genuine 1877 Indian head penny in any condition today is a significant event. In high uncirculated grades, coins that survived without damage for nearly 150 years, the values are extraordinary. How to find one? Check every Indian head penny in inherited collections and estate finds. The date should clearly read 1877. Genuine examples are confirmed by professional authentication. PCGs and NGC both maintain population reports showing exactly how many examples exist in each grade. If you find an 1877 Indian head penny in any condition, get it looked at professionally. Even a heavily worn example is worth far more than 1 cent. Number 7. And this one surprises most Americans. The 2017 P. Lincoln cent. Here is the story. For the first and only time in history, 2017 is the single year the Philadelphia Mint struck pennies with a P mint mark. Philadelphia had been producing pennies since 1793 and had never not once put a P on a Lincoln cent meant for circulation. They did it to celebrate the Mint's 225th anniversary. 1 year. Never before. Never again. These coins are still found in circulation. People still spend them not knowing what they have. A 2017 P penny in perfect uncirculated condition is worth meaningful premiums to collectors who want every date and mint mark in their Lincoln cent collection. And here is why this matters even more right now, with penny production ended forever in 2025. The 2017 P penny has become permanently unique in American numismatic history. There will never be another Philadelphia Lincoln cent for circulation, ever. The 2017 P penny is not worth tens of thousands of dollars, but it is a coin worth saving and worth knowing about. Every one you find is a piece of American history that will never be repeated. Check your change. Check your collection. If you find a 2017 penny, look for that small P below the date on the front of the coin. All right, let us bring everything together. The U.S. Mint made its last penny on November 12, 2025. 232 years of production. Over. Forever. And with that ending, every rare penny that was already valuable has just become historically significant in a permanent way. Here is your action list for right now. First, go find your coin jar. Check. Every 1943 penny with a magnet. No attraction means copper. Copper means potentially $1,700,000. Second, examine every 1955 wheat penny. Look for obvious doubled lettering and date. Genuine doubled die worth up to $125,000. Third, check every 1922 penny. Is the D mint mark missing? Worth up to $57,500. Fourth, look at every Indian head penny in inherited collections. Is the date 1877? Worth up to $149,000. Fifth, on every 1992 penny, check the AM in America. Touching letters equals close AM equals potentially $25,000. Sixth, save every 2017 penny with a P mint mark, unique in American history, never to be repeated. If you think you have found something, do not clean it, do not rub it, do not take it to a pawn shop. Contact PCGs or NGC for professional authentication. Then contact Heritage Auctions in Dallas for the best possible sale. Knowledge is everything in this hobby, and you now have more of it than most Americans walking around with coin jars at home. If this video helped you, and I genuinely believe it will, please give it a thumbs up right now. It helps this channel reach more Americans who need this information. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss another video like this. Drop a comment below. Which penny are you going to look for first? I read every single comment and I will reply. Until next time, the penny is gone forever. Make sure you know which ones were worth saving. See you in the next video.